Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to another episode of Dana being Dana. We are out here in these Chicago streets, everybody. How you this show? This is Summertime Shy featuring the Chosen Few. And I have the pleasure of having my DJs from school, my friends, the Chosen Few is here. We got a special surprise guest. Wayne Williams is in the building. Alan King is here. So we're just going to introduce everybody. Please just state your name and where you're from. Eric, we'll start with you.
Eric Tate, originally from Mount Vernon, New York, currently live in Houston, Texas.
Cheech Beats, Hammond, Indiana.
Tabitha Berry from Chicago.
Walt McFarland, Southside.
Alan King, Chicago, Southside.
Wayne Williams, originally from Chicago. Now I live in Los Angeles.
David White, originally from Chicago, calling you all from Atlanta, the ATL.
Hey, girl, that's my god sister. Thank you so much for joining us.
I'm doing it too, so.
Yes, you got double dose of Dana. Yes, Queen.
And this is Will Wilder from the bustling metropolis of Eustis, Florida,
Right.
but now Chicago, Illinois.
Thank you so much for being here. And before we get started, I just want to thank our sponsors, My Chocolate Soul, the best chocolates you'll ever taste, www.mychocolatesoul.com, 16004, and of course, the Homecoming Challenge. We got a lot of Morehouse brothers in the building. Eric, Cheech, and Walt are all graduates of Morehouse, and Morehouse and Spelman put on the Homecoming Challenge last year. We're making it bigger and better this year, so please visit www.homecomingchallenge.com, register, and join us in the movement we're trying to start next year. So before we get started again, I just want to say last week's show, which was about special needs, it was called Special People, Special Needs, was our second highest viewed show to date. We had over 4,400 views on Facebook alone, so thank you all so much for sharing. It was such an important message, and there were so many resources and information available, particularly for people in Illinois. So if you want more information, please email me at danabeanddana@gmail.com. That's danabeanddana@gmail.com for more information. And I know we're going to top that tonight because we got all these beautiful people here all about the music life. So before we get into the Chosen Few world and some of the Chicago festivals that we have here, I want to my first question is for you is, what is your favorite thing about summertime in Chicago? Because everybody talks about how Chicago is just so dope. It's so awesome. Summertime, a lot of people are like, I don't even travel in the summer because being here is so much fun, right? They do all their traveling during the other parts of the year. So tell me, what is your favorite thing about summer in the Chi?
My favorite thing about summer in the Chi is that it's not winter in the Chi.
That's a good answer because the weather is really nice when it does thaw out, and you can have a real good time.
Yeah. But it is probably all the outdoor events. I mean, Chicago has great outdoor festivals of all kinds. You got the lake in the lakefront. So really just getting through that cold winter and being able to go outside and do things outside. Nothing like Chicago in the summertime.
I just like riding down Lakeshore Drive at nighttime, 10 p.m., windows down, rolling, listening to some house music probably.
All right.
That's right.
I think because of the winter, people just appreciate the summer here more. I grew up in Florida, so it's always hot. So like come summertime here, and you have the plethora of festivals that are going on 5, 6, sometimes every weekend, every day. People just appreciate it more, and you appreciate that.
The seasons?
I appreciate the seasons. I don't appreciate how long the winter is or how short the spring was. But yeah, I do like the season.
It really doesn't make me a difference what season it is. I just love Chicago. So no matter what season it is, we have such a rich culture here, and we're able to enjoy and learn and celebrate all different cultural type of events. So it's rocking here.
Yeah. Some people say Chicago is like New York. So Eric, you can comment on that. But nicer. People are nicer, and it's cleaner.
Cleaner.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I would probably go with you on that. Absolutely. From that standpoint, I like Chicago. I've been here. Maybe it's my 5th time here. I just appreciate any city music on the radio still, and pretty much any night of the week you can go somewhere not that way in many cities.
It's true.
I do the same sounds at all the different events. I will say, I will give them the credit that they're the pioneers for a lot of the summer events. The chosen few open the doors. Now, we're so spoiled here. There's parties every night, 3 different places. There are picnics every weekend, but then there's still like the marquee events like the chosen few picnic and my guys who do foreplay in the park.
What's foreplay in the park?
Yeah,
what's foreplay in the park?
I told you about that before, and then you thought I was being funny, but it's yeah, so it's a picnic. We have ours. Our is the week after the chosen few picnic. It's on the Midway. Where that ice skating rink is,
yes.
And then there's a structure, and then we're on the top of that on the roof. But then folks are all out, all on the Midway. So that's a nice event. And then after that is the next weekend after that is the Silver Room Block Party, which is like crazy. Yeah. And I loved it. I used to go when it was on the north side, but now that it's on the south side, it's just grown by leaps and bounds. Everything is just, it seems like everything is just so much crazier for some reason. Maybe it's because we had such a terrible winter. Everybody wants to get out. The Hyde Park Brewfest was probably bigger than last year's Silver Room Block Party, which was crazy. Also another thing I really like, the day after the chosen few picnic and night party, and that's on the harbor, and my guys Terry James and Vic Lavender every year. That's really nice
Terry,
too.
Vic.
Yeah.
All right. There's a lot going on in Chicago, which is streets, getting it. Hey, Dana, what do you appreciate about Chicago? Dana? Queen. All right, we'll be back.
Dana hung up on us.
Dana hung up on Dana. I see how they do. So let's talk about the Chosen Few picnic. When and where is it?
Saturday, Jackson Park, 63rd and Hayes Drive, also known as Chosen Few DJ's Way.
Ooh, all right. Okay.
Gate. And we go to 9 p.m. Fan DJs and singers and performers, and it's the picnic.
It's a picnic. It is, and it's got so many different nicknames, right? The house picnic, the Woodstock
of house.
Yeah.
Old school picnic.
That's what it's old school.
The old school. Can you tell us about why you started it, when you started? I know you all are celebrating 28 years.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that. That's a huge accomplishment. Yeah. And it's the largest, longest running ever, at least, music festival dedicated to house, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's up there.
It's up there. So tell us,
pretty incredible.
Tell us, take us back to that time, 28 years ago, what you had envisioned, what your idea was.
Yeah. So we really just, Wayne, you want to take it?
Start and
okay.
Wayne Williams, y'all. Alan King.
We really just decided we wanted to get sort of the whole crew back together, not just the Chosen Few DJs, but the people that used to party with us in the late 70s and 80s. And a lot of us had moved to different cities and spread out. We said, hey, we got to have a reunion and get everybody back together. The first one was actually a party. But the second year was a picnic behind the Museum of Science and Industry. And, we started with literally 30, 40 people maybe. And, just by word of mouth, and we just kept doing it, and 40 became 400, and 400 became 4,000, and 4,000, some might say, became 40,000 of our closest friends. So we had no designs on having a huge music festival. It never crossed our minds. We were just getting together with the crew to have fun, and y'all just kept coming. So
Yeah, I say it's a blessed event, right? And I say that because, well, first of all, in 28 years, it's only rained one time. So imagine that in the
Wow.
city of
Wow.
Chicago, right?
Wow.
And then the year it rained, it kind of it tripled our event the next year where everybody brought tents.
Right.
And then that's what kind of started our tent village. And so now everybody comes out and they have these amazing tents with food, and some people have air conditioning, and I seen a stripper pole in one of the tents. I'm like, I mean, they just go all out with the tents, you know. And so a lot of people celebrate, high school reunions, family reunions, sororities, fraternities. I mean, the great thing about it is, and what we're most proud about is we have a lot of people who come in from out of town. And the one thing they say is that the people of Chicago are so friendly and nice to them. And they never experienced that sort of friendliness and niceness, not even in their own city, much less a different city. And from who they consider actual strangers, offering them food, offering them things to drink. Sure. And it's a one big love fest, which is another one of our nicknames for the picnic. And that's what we're proud of most, because it shows off. You always hear in the news, but sometimes a lot of bad things about Chicago. But we know, being Chicagoans, that we're great people and we're loving people, and we show it off. That's our picnic, that we show off who we are.
Yeah, it's a lot of love at the picnic. I mean, you get plates, you get food, you get drinks, you get hugs. I love the statement T-shirts. Everybody's just out having a good time, which is really nice. Now, Tab, I think you were the first person behind the museum when they first started the picnic.
We were talking.
Tab
about
goes
that
way
at
back.
dinner. I'm like, look,
way
I
back.
remember when we just went behind the museum, had a blanket, and just vibed to some great music.
Yep.
Well, I think it's funny. I think that when we what Alan what Alan was saying, when we first, a lot of us had moved out of town, and so we said whenever we came back in town, which was usually a holiday, people would say, "Where you guys spending together?" We're like, "These people still want to hear us spend together." Mm-hmm. We're like, "Okay," and so we decided to do a party, but it was in the wintertime and around Christmas, right? And the party was great, but it was 20 below, right? And we like, peace out on that, right?
Start a new tradition.
We're not,
4th of July.
So we said, well, when's the next time we all come back? And the other holiday was 4th of July in the summer, and so we said that's when we'll do it, And behind the museum, quite honestly, none of us really wanted to DJ. We were playing football and softball and eating. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, one of us will always play music, and but from there it grew,
And I bet life was very different for you back then, right? Some of you may not have been, may not have been married, may not have had kids. Life has changed, and the picnic has changed, right? Yeah. I think it's much different than from behind the museum. In what ways has the picnic, besides obviously its size, but in what ways has it become different?
Well, for us planners and organizers, it's a totally different ball game. It's so much work. It's almost as soon as the picnic's over, we're starting the planning for next year. But I like to focus on the ways that it stayed the same, and even with 40,000 people, and it costs to get in now, and we hear all the stuff about all the stuff. We've still managed, I think, to maintain sort of the original family reunion vibe, despite all of that stuff. So that's something that I'm very proud about.
And I think one of the things also that's really great now, I haven't been in a couple of years, but to go and see grandmothers with their grandchildren there. Yeah. So you're now seeing generations at the picnic, from like old school back at Sawyer's house heads, or the warehouse or the underground, now being out there with their children and with their grandchildren, exposing them to this music.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and for 19 years we did it for free out of our own pockets. But it's one thing, pocketing and spending money on up to 1,000 people. But when 20,000 people come,
Right.
we can't
Hungry.
afford that. You know what I'm saying?
Hungry.
You got to get bathrooms and security and a lot. You have to make sure these people are safe, and you have to make sure they have places to go and do what they have to do. So I think that and all those things cost, and so that's the reason we charge. And even another thing we're proud of, we keep the cost so low because I think $40 is the how much it costs at the gate, and for the first couple of months you can pay as little as $25. And I think that most events or festivals are $150 to $300-$400, and we're still at $40.
Right,
So.
right.
And we do that purposely, and so because we're not gonna get rich off this at all, but it's not about it for us. It's always been about the music and performing for our house heads.
And that's what it's all about. And that's definitely what's up. So let's talk about the origination of house music. I want to clear up a little bit of a discrepancy on these interwebs. We got
you going down a whole rabbit hole.
Yeah, here we go. We go, right? Please share the show. We got a whole lot of messy conversation coming up on Dana being Dana.
Boy, you don't see a lot of.
Here we go. It's going on. Post your comments and everything. So where did house music originate? I know what Wikipedia says. But we got some discrepancies. We got New York here. We got people from DC tuning in. We got people from Baltimore claiming it. And to what I say to them, watch your back.
Can I just go right ahead? First of all, it definitely is from Chicago. I will say this because I did a lot of traveling, during the 80s. A lot of my friends, of course, at Morehouse, you got friends in New York and wherever. I went to New York. I went to the Garage, which was like their version, kind of like what we had, the Warehouse where Frankie Knuckles was. They played a lot of the same music, but they called it club music. We called it house, and ours stuck. So we started house. That's our thing. These guys were the original. I mean, a lot of people know them from the Picnic and all that. I've known them I've been going to parties since I was in high school, early on, freshman year. So let me just tell you a little quick wacky story. So how I even first came in contact with Alan is our schools used to play each other. Alan went to lab school and I went to Morgan Park Academy. So I was a freshman and Alan was a junior, a couple of years ahead of me.
Trying to tell you, call you.
Right. So this is the first time we had played him, and so the game starts and this guy comes down like Isaiah. And I'm like, uh-oh. And then, just the whole night, he's like going off. And then on top of, just let me tell you, the folks too that are on the team. I mean, on his team was Arnie Duncan, our education secretary, Senator Kwame Raoul. These are guys that are doing something too.
Right.
So, and y'all miss anybody else? There's
Nobody.
So anyway, after the game, I'm a little angry because we lost or whatever. So some of my friends are okay, there's a party in Hyde Park tonight. Let's go to this party. So I would go in there and it's in somebody's house. I don't know who it was, with some girl. We went in the basement, go up there, and I look up. And it's this guy on the tables. And I'm like, man, does he have to have everything? Girls around him.
He's a baller. He's a DJ.
And then I'm like a shy kid. I'm not really saying that. I'm not really talking to girls. I'm just hanging around them. The DJ Ruth Wayne is up there. Tony, they're up there spinning. But I have to give credit. They were just beating the brakes off the table. So I had a great night, even though, I didn't dance or talk to girls and it was this guy. But Alan has been my favorite DJ for years, and all the chosen few, I really enjoyed them. When I did my first party as a promoter back in 2010, I had 3 of the guys from the chosen few. I had Wayne, Terry Hunter, and Mike Dunn do my party too, and so that kind of really set the tone, like for me promoting two of the name of my promotion company is Raleigh Marie Productions. So that was like our first party back in 2010. So I mean, that's kind of how, I mean, I know them even more and more over the years.
The moral of the story is if you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah, I'm sorry for running.
And that's what you did. No, it's all good. Eric, so tell us about, he mentioned Frankie Knuckles.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about Frankie Knuckles.
I mean, not like I know the brother personally.
That's all right.
But you know, if you read the history, like I'm a house head, so all the YouTube videos, all that kind of stuff where they were interviewing them, he talked about, you know, Larry Levan, Knuckles, and how they would take the breaks from the disco records and extend them and loop them, and then they pulled Frankie out of New York, brought him to the power plant. Was here. Power plant.
That was a warehouse.
Yeah, warehouse.
So power plant warehouse. And so, you know, to me, it's, you know, this is the natural evolution of what disco was. Doesn't really matter where it started, right?
It's true.
In the end, it is you know, the whole disco sucks things happened, and it went underground. And what was born is house. And so from that standpoint, you know, we were talking about it at dinner, all these different subgenres and all this, that, and all that. I don't get into all that, right? If it's got a 4/4, it's got a melody, it's got some soul, it's house.
And there you are. There you are.
Well said.
Here we go.
Right.
Get ready.
Let
He's not going to agree with what
let the games begin, right? Okay, so it does matter, you know, where it comes from. Just like no one is trying to say that they started hip hop, right? New York claimed hip hop, and everyone knows, the whole world knows that's where it came from. You know, so we started house music, period. But I'm going to be very specific, right?
Be specific.
I'm about to be very specific. Okay, so everybody played disco. Everybody played disco in the 70s, right? We're not discussing disco. We're discussing house music. Frankie played disco. Larry Levan played disco. Tony Humphries played disco. Junior Vasquez played disco. Pierre Lewicki played disco. Kenny Jason played disco. Lou DeVito played disco in Chicago. So Stuart Gardner played disco in Atlanta. Billy Long played disco in LA. That's what was music. We're talking about house music. House music was born in Chicago because a genre started because the sounds changed. Disco is made with live drums. House is made with a drum machine. Two different sounding instruments, and when the sound changed, that's when the genre is born. And so Jesse, using a drum machine, Jesse Saunders, did this track called On and On. And then there's a Dr. Derelict, which was called Undercover. And then Steel Sick Hurley put out Jack Your Body. Farley put out his records. Chippy put out Time to Jack. And those successive records started a genre and a sound, and they all had the same thing in common, which was using a drum machine. And that's where
made by Chicago
DJs, producers. And that's how house music started. Okay, I'm done.
You want to drop the mic?
That's it. That's it. Right.
So that's I think we've lost people in DC, New York, Baltimore, Atlanta.
They all know.
I don't think New York people try to claim house.
I was there. I heard them. They did. I heard. I almost fell out.
The club music was their turn.
I was at a club and Eric Robeson got on the mic. It was his night, and he said, "We all know house music started in New Jersey," and they all went. And I was looking around. I was outnumbered, so I didn't say nothing. But I was my mouth dropped. Yeah.
Is it too late to get tickets to the house picnic?
Oh no.
No?
No.
Where can you find tickets?
Go to the Chosen Few DJs website, www.chosenfewdjs.com. You can get general admission tickets. You can get tent space package. You can get VIP. Only way to do it really is VIP, but tickets are still on sale. chosenfewdjs.com. check us out.
No, Alan's a little bougie. That's why he said the only way to do it is VIP. But you'll have a great time, even if
This
you pay
is true.
GA, general admission, because there's so much love out there. In fact, I think that's the best way to go, honestly. But that's me.
So you got 10 days to get your life together and get out there. Now we know the Obama Library is coming to that area, to the Jackson Park area. How will that impact the picnic, if at all? Because a lot of people are worried, like, are we going to be able to do this next year? Do we need to go back?
We have been assured by the Obama Foundation, others with the name Obama, that we aren't going anywhere, that they're not going to disturb our picnic. There's obviously going to be some changes around us. There actually may be some improvements to our space, as I understand it. Nothing is a guarantee, but they have told us very clearly that they want us to be part of their entire footprint. They value and recognize the picnic and what it means to the people in the city and the South Side in particular, and they want to build around us. So I don't anticipate that we're going anywhere.
But we're not concerned either, because we know there are a lot of places to go. His lovely wife is actually alderman of a ward right next door.
Right.
And but not only that, we house people are very loyal, and so they followed us from the museum to the Midway to Jackson Park. So they'll find us, and so we're not worried about that.
I agree.
Rest assured, house heads. I think the house picnic, the chosen few picnic, will be around for a long, long time. Awesome. All right, so I want to, Cheech, I'm gonna start with you with this. What made you want to be a DJ?
It's something I wanted to do for a long time. I played with it like going back and forth in my mind like 10 years ago. Started buying equipment, but then I found out how expensive it was. So I was like, dang, okay, maybe I don't want to be a DJ as much. So then maybe 4 years ago, a friend of mine in Indianapolis did he had a contest for 9 DJs that had no DJ experience. It's called DJ Zero. Shout out to DJ Metronome, what up? And I came in like second, and he was like, yo, man, you need to go get you some equipment and take this serious. Because I was always like the party hyper. Like I was the first one on the dance floor. I was getting the girls out on the dance. Come on, y'all, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Doing the wobble. Come on. I'll go get your grandmama at the wedding reception. Come on, granny. Let's go. Let's do the hump or something, whatever. So yeah, I was always known for being a party starter. So I just kind of switched sides. I kind of know I got a good ear for music, so it just made sense. And I needed some more money, another stream of money, definitely, and it's definitely been a blessing.
Alan, same question.
Oh, what made me want to become a DJ?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I really wanted to become one.
How did you fall into it? Because I knew you
I
first.
gave a graduation party from 8th grade graduation. This is 1977. And of course, with the party, I said, I'm going to play the music. And, I didn't have 2 turntables. I think I had 1 turntable that was my father's and a cassette deck. And so I just played the music for my party, and I just fell in love with, the reaction that people had to, putting on this song. And say, okay, they're really going to go off when I put on this song.
Yes, sir.
And I was 13 years old, and I'm 55 right now, and that feeling has never changed about moving people and having people react to the music that I'm playing. So I feel like it kind of picked me.
Yeah, that's real, Wayne.
Yeah, for me, my sister's 3 years older than me, and she had a boyfriend. And so when she was a sophomore in high school, her boyfriend used to give parties in his, and so I would go over to, my mother would make me go with her to chaperone. I was only in like 7th, 8th grade, and so I would go over and they would be slow dancing, right? And he was the DJ, but he'd be slow dancing with my sister. So I was back there,
Shout out for them DJs.
right? I was back
Shout out for
there.
them DJs.
I don't even think do people even still know how to slow dance. I don't even know if they,
That's
but
That's the lost
right.
art.
That's a lost art.
But so I would put on the next record, right? And they would continue dancing. I'm like, wow, same thing. I love that feeling. I said, okay, let me put on another record. And I put on another record and same thing with just one turntable. And I put on another record and they would keep slow dancing. I'm like, wow. And so that's what did it for me. That's how I fell in love with it.
Well, and that's one thing I appreciate about DJs and music is the way that it moves the crowd, the way that it brings people together. And that's one of the things I like about the house picnic and homecoming, because Cheech plays and spends at homecoming, the Friday night party, the Saturday all day tailgating, and it's just, I watch how it moves the crowd and I watch you all in your element, and it's a bonding experience, particularly when they play the throwbacks, right? Because music can transform you to a time when you first heard that song, when things happen to that song, and it's just a transformative experience. And orchestrating that is pretty awesome. So we're going to switch subjects for a little bit. We're going to talk about some of our favorites. We're going to talk about some Chicago favorites. Are you there, Queen? Dana, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yes, we can. So we're going to start off. I'm going to start off with you, Dana. The first question is, what is your favorite Chicago food?
It's crazy, but I'm gonna say the steakhouses.
Yes.
The best steak still comes out of Chicago. Comes from that meatpacking district historically. So for me, it's steak.
Yeah, I agree with you, Queen. Anybody else? Favorite Chicago food?
I'm sorry, I like a good old greasy Italian fiesta pizza.
There you
There
go.
you go.
Now you talking.
Yeah.
Forget that deep dish stuff.
Exactly.
And Chicago pizza is better than New York pizza.
That's true.
For sure.
Sorry, Eric.
Uh-oh.
Y'all keep talking about these. Keep talking about these casseroles. Now you keep talking about these casseroles like they're pizza.
You said casserole?
Yeah.
You calling our pizzas
You
casserole?
mean that cheese bread in New York?
These Southside folks with this Italian fiesta, I can't get Giordano's deep dish.
I
For
agree.
me.
Giordano's is definitely my
deep dish.
favorite.
Look, I love me some Italian fiesta too, but Lou Malinotti's for me. I love me some Lou's. But I lived in New York for 15 years.
You've been all over, and you in LA
Yeah,
now.
and I'm in LA now. And let me tell you, that pizza in New York is absolutely ridiculous, right?
In a good way?
No, in a very bad way. Right. I never forget. I was sitting in. I worked for RCA Records, and they would bring a pizza in, and the box was that thin. And they said pizza was in there. I'm like, there's no way pizza can be in there. And they opened the box, and it was literally cheese bread.
Cheese and grease.
And I was like, are you kidding? It was so thin. And they don't even eat pizza right in New York. I mean, they reheat it. They sit in the window, and then you walk up, and then they throw it in the oven for like 2 minutes, and then give it back to you. I'm like, no. You got to wait 45 minutes for our pizza, and we want to eat it fresh.
There you go. There you go. All right, Will. What is your favorite style of music?
I like house, but my favorite style, hands down, soca music all day.
Okay, that's right. Yeah,
Soca music.
yeah.
Yes.
I've been to Carnival in Trinidad, and
Yes.
that is a good time.
Soca head, Michelle, Bungie, Bayan, all that. Soca music is my favorite.
Favorite music? Is your favorite music house?
Yes, it is. Soulful house. Like if in my car, on my CD player, that's what you're going. Josh Milan, Monique Bingham, Louis Vega, Terry Hunter. That's what it's going to be in there. That's what's going to be in there.
Favorite music?
For me, house too, but along with that is, I would say, the music that we grew up on, the R&B from the 70s. I feel like, and that's a lot of what I feel like that house has evolved from, house and disco. But those are the days where I could listen to the radio and not have to turn the channel, because it was just one cut after another. It was just great. I mean, it's Earth, Wind and Fire, Stevie Wonder. These are people in their heyday, and you would just hear songs like that from great groups and singers all in a row all the time. So
I remember recording the radio. I would
Yeah,
play
yeah.
the
That's
top
the
9 at
tape
9.
recorder.
I would record them all
Yeah.
to get all the songs.
Yeah.
Favorite artists?
No,
And you don't have to pick just one.
Yeah, it's too hard to pick.
Because
Like the
if
question
you love
with
music, you can't just pick.
I
can't
like
just pick one.
everything from, of course, I'm a house head, but I like country music, old, like Johnny Cash type country music.
Okay.
Music, but to pick a favorite artist is like picking my favorite music. So I was like, okay, you gotta pick one because that's what was asked. Vocally, the best vocal instrument, hands down, Rachelle Farrell.
Rachelle Farrell, yeah.
What she does with her voice is just mind-boggling.
She is great. She's great.
Shaka all day and night.
Shaka.
Chicago girl.
Yes.
Chicago.
Marvin Gaye. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Stevie Wonder for me.
Stevie. Yeah, I mean, timeless, classic, all encompassing.
Michael Jackson.
I love Michael Jackson. Mine are Michael Jackson, Prince, The Tribe Called Quest, and Stevie Wonder. Tribe Called all day. All day. That's another show, though. We'll invite you back, Eric, for the New York, the New York hip hop set, the hip hop show.
We can do hip hop all day long.
What is your party starter song? You either play it and you're like,
I know
this is about to get them hype.
I know his.
I don't even know.
You put it on, you say this is about to get them hype, or you hear it and you're like, that is my jam.
Since he can't tell you, I
You
can tell you
you can
because
tell me.
Tell
I
him.
have the AK suite down. Like, you know, I know all, like, it's to a point where us, like House said, especially from back in the day, we can walk into a party and without looking up, tell who's on the tables. So, and I would tell you, like, from especially, I would say his old school picnic behind the museum sweep would start off with Dancer, Gino Socio. And then somewhere in there, shortly, come on now, equals MC squared. And then once he gets everybody going, then he throws on Big Freak, and then everybody just go crazy. And like he'll play a little bit of that. Like sometimes he'll incorporate those into the picnic, and then some folks, I don't know, might take them a while, but I know Alan will see me in the crowd jumping up and down.
So Big Freak is your party starting song.
Big Freak.
Dancer. No,
I don't know. I really don't feel like I have one, but I got a bunch of go-to.
I got you.
Come on.
But I definitely
Anybody else?
I definitely played all those records.
Jamie Principle, Your Love.
All right. Okay. You used to hold me.
Yeah.
All right, Xavier. Go.
I'm gonna say more recent. Back that ass up, Juvenile. Anybody?
Back
As soon as
it
you hear that
up.
beat,
Oh yeah.
start running. Hello.
It gets it going. Gets it going. What is your favorite house song?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And you don't have to pick. It doesn't have to be your all-time favorite.
So
But just
so for me right now, Babalu IA, Club Mix, Kiko Navarro, and DJ Fudge. That
Okay.
song I can play that song back to back for
all day,
an hour,
again and
all day.
again.
I like Follow Me. Follow Me.
That's a good one.
It's my one.
When it's like mixed with that beat to it, the real thing, Sergio Mendes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I hope you all are tuning in and sharing, and share with us some of your favorites as well. Favorite love song? Reasons.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Till the cops come knocking.
Maxwell.
Lenny Williams.
Always and forever.
Because I love you, Lenny Williams.
Lenny Williams.
Say As, Stevie Wonder. That's
Say it again.
As, but Stevie Wonder.
As is a great one.
Song ever made.
The beautiful ones.
Beautiful ones. Yep.
Switch. Calling All Girls.
Yeah. Favorite throwback song?
And for me, you already admitted it was As. Stevie
Yeah,
Wonder.
As is a good one. Yeah. So many classics.
I like All I Do from Stevie Wonder.
All I Do.
All I Do.
Speaking of Stevie, because I think my next question is what's the best cover? And I think there have been so many good covers. I love Stevie, but I think there have been some solid covers of Stevie songs. And I offer these to you. Ribbon in the Sky by Intro.
Oh, yeah.
Knocks Me Off My Feet by Donnell Jones. and As by Marsha Ambrosia.
I like Honey.
Oh, I haven't
but
heard
the
that.
Honey Bun.
Oh, it's
Ohio,
good. I'll send it to you.
Ohio Players album.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
With the honey all over.
Yeah.
You
And I
going back.
Didn't
don't know nothing
Damian
about that.
Marley, didn't he do a reggae version?
R. Kelly, Sadie.
Oh yeah. Sadie. By R. Kelly. Yeah.
Did Damian Marley do a reggae version of Ass? I know it was somebody who did within like the last probably 15 years. No, it was Master Blaster. Never mind.
You got it. And your favorite? Who?
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Say that again.
You
and I.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
That's a nice.
And this is not a Stevie song. It's not a Stevie song, but a great cover is D'Angelo Cruising.
Oh yeah. Smokey Robinson Cruising,
Mm.
redone by D'Angelo. And your favorite holiday song? Mine is This Christmas. And The First Noel by Brian McKnight is actually a very good rendition.
I'm gonna take it left on you. Sarajevo, Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Okay. Yep.
My kids make me put that on repeat
Every
every Christmas.
you know it's the holiday time. Anybody else?
DJ Spin, Rock the Bells.
Okay. Okay.
I like the Carpenters Christmas album.
There you go.
Her voice is just so pure.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mariah Carey, Christmas.
The whole album. Her whole album, Mariah Carey. All right. So now we're gonna switch gears. Are y'all ready? I told y'all that there may
Uh-oh.
or may
Look out.
not be a quiz. This is a self-graded exam. And we
School is
do
out for me.
what?
School is out.
School is no, it's not. School is in session.
School is out.
I've got some fun facts that I just want to. We're just gonna test the crowd. They're not that hard. So just play along. We're gonna have a good time. You ready? The first question. Don't be looking at my answers, Will and Wayne. What are the 2 seasons in Chicago? And you can follow along with us if you want to answer on the people who are following along. What are the 2 seasons in Chicago?
Winter and summer.
No. Winter's one. The other one?
Not winter.
Construction. Winter and construction are the 2 seasons in Chicago.
Yeah, you're right on that.
LSD stands for what?
Lakeshore Drive.
Very good. Lakeshore Drive. I think it's arguably one of the best city drives in the country, maybe the world. It's just so scenic and beautiful. And like Cheech said earlier, I love driving down Lakeshore Drive, particularly morning. Okay, here's another one. What building used to be in the middle of Lakeshore Drive until reconstruction in 1996? Soldier Field. That is correct. Soldier Field used to be surrounded by the northbound lanes on the east side and the southbound lanes on the west until in 1996 they built new northbound lanes. I used to think they like picked it up, but that's not what happened. But it was kind of cool when that change happened. Finish this for me. 588-2300
Empire.
All right. See, I told you it wasn't all that hard. It wasn't hard. What is the tallest building in Chicago?
What they call it, the Willis Tower.
The Willis Tower. But what do we call it?
Sears
The
Tower.
Sears Tower. That's right. Everybody who's originally from Chicago and who's been here for a long time does not call it the Willis Tower. So if you want to fit in, call it the Sears Tower. What does lake effect mean?
More snow, cold.
Colder?
More
The
snow.
lake effect is that it's cooler near the lake.
Get the nice lake.
Cooler near the lake. What is the name of the largest food festival? The world's largest food festival?
Chicago.
It's Chicago, and they have changed. It used to be during 4th of July weekend, and it would conflict with the Chosen Few picnic. Now,
The city split us up.
yep,
They didn't want us
competing.
on the same weekend.
Yeah, because people who like house music like food. So you gotta split it up. It makes sense. Why? And they are actually celebrating 38 years. Taste of Chicago is celebrating 38 years. Why do they call Chicago the Windy City?
I know that one.
Politicians.
Politicians.
Politicians, right? And there are arguably 4 answers for this question. Number 1, the weather, because it's cold. That's most people think, but it's actually not true. The World's Fair of 1893. There was a columnist from the New York Sun, Charles Dana, who talked about Chicago being the Windy City. Again, people being braggarts. The editor was basically hating because he was from New York,
Right.
and it was just the pizza rivalry was coming right after that. But like Wayne said, the other theory is politicians, braggarts, and I looked this up just to confirm my facts. There was a rivalry with Cincinnati. We used to have a rivalry with Cincinnati with respect to the meat packing industry. So in 1876, they called us the Windy City. Once again, kind of being full of air. There was a lot of hate on Chicago. A lot of people hating on Chicago. Midwesterners, New Yorkers, everybody. What is the L?
Elevated train.
How do you spell it?
Yeah.
EL, that's right. The L is the elevated rail system of the Chicago Transit Authority, the CTA. A lot of people don't know what that means, and you don't spell it with just the letter L. It's the EL. The EL. All right, we're getting a little bit harder. You ready? Stretch out. Get ready.
Bring it.
What goes on a Chicago hot dog?
Tomatoes, celery, salt,
Mustard.
What does not go on a Chicago hot dog? Yes, honey.
It does for me.
Any dog, anywhere.
Always somebody. A Chicago hot dog is an all-beef hot dog with in a poppy seed bun, garnished with tomato, white onions, relish, pickle, sport pepper, celery, salt, and mustard. Which zoo is bigger, Brookfield or Lincoln Park? Brookfield. And which zoo is better?
Brookfield.
I like Lincoln Park.
Brookfield's good.
Exactly right. Yeah. Lincoln Park is free.
Way out there better be
And
better.
things.
Arguably better.
Lakefront. No.
Okay. Channel 11 was the best public access channel ever, in my opinion. Which movie critics made their debut there in 1975? That's right. Siskel and Ebert made their debut on WTTW in 1975. This is my final question. Are you ready? Finish this. WNUA
95.5.
That was an amazing station. It was awesome. WNUA 95.5 was the station my parents listened to all the time. So when it comes to music, in closing, what does music mean to you? How does it resonate with you? If you want anybody to understand why you're a DJ, why you love music, why you're a house head, why they should come to the Chosen Few picnic, tell me just some of your closing thoughts about music and summer in Chicago and what it's all about to you.
For me, it feeds. I feel like it feeds my soul. And a lot of people, I used to just think this to myself, but I've even heard other people say that it's very therapeutic. It can help you feel a lot better and in tough times and all that. So yeah, it is very therapeutic. Can I really quick mention though just a couple things that coming up?
We'll get to that.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Not the host.
I know.
This ain't Walt being Walt.
I know. I'm sorry.
I got you.
I'm sorry.
I'm just joking.
All right. I just want to get it in before we're done.
Music, Chicago, Shy.
Well, I think that the music, we play mostly vocals, right? And the vocals that we play are very positive for the most part, like 99%, right? And so that I think that positivity in the music has an effect, just like negativity has an effect in music. But the music we play, because we play house music, is positive. And so because of that, it does uplift. It's a spiritual connection that our house nation has with the music, and also has through us because we play the music. Once again, I'm going to have to say it's a big love fest. And I think because of it and the positivity that's coming from the music, it just enhances everyone.
I agree.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
It's foundational. It's foundational. music is just everything to me. I don't function without it. Even in my classroom, every month I'll play a different genre of music. Granted, my kids don't particularly care when I have country music, but I've noticed as time goes on, I don't see as many conflicts. It kind of sets the pace of everything. If I'm sad, I know where to go. If I'm in a good mood, I know where to go. If I need to work out and I need some energy that I don't have, I know where to go.
Dana?
For me, like one of the gentlemen said on piano, music is my soul, my spirit. It's like an embodiment of myself, an extension of myself, from blues to jazz to old school to house. And then I was a teenager when house really got its roots, and I got stuck right there because all that came together and defined who I was as an adolescent, how I see the world, how I see other people, how I relate to people through that music. It's just everything to me. And when I'm having a bad day, a good day, things are going like right, things are going wrong, I just on the radio, literally, and some song will pop on that takes me right there. So the career lets me know I'm right where I need to be. I'm in line with the universe, and oftentimes that old school deep house that keeps me on course. So I'm just how to live life.
All right, there you go.
I like how music brings people together. Like all races, all walks of life come together and listen to music. So that's I love the fact that music does that.
I think we're more the same on the dance floor than we are different. And that's what I love about music. I think that's awesome. So thank you all so much for being here. I love my surprise guests, my friends. I'm not gonna forget. I'm not gonna forget his church announcements. I have not forgotten. I have not forgotten.
Thursday, Bible study. Friday,
We got a fish fry coming up.
Deacon King. But I want to thank you. I want to thank Walt because he helped me get the chosen few DJs. I want to thank my mentor and friend John Gills, who also helped me. So I just want to appreciate you all for being here. Everybody, when I was talking about this on the way over here, Eric is here from out of town. Cheech came in from Indiana. And I just appreciate you're here from LA. I just appreciate everybody showing up. And Tab, you and I go way back. She's my soror. Dana's calling in from Atlanta. I just appreciate everybody. This is a family show. And I can't do Dana being Dana without my people. It's a show about my people from all walks of my life. Professional, college, growing up, friends, people I've met at the house picnic. We got friends in common. So it's just a nice gathering of people. And I just appreciate you all being here. So I want to thank my Chocolate Soul, mychocolatesoul.com, Gary Harris from GH Private Wealth Management, and of course the Homecoming Challenge. Now, last but not least, well, you have got to tell us what is going on in these Chicago streets.
The first thing and the coolest thing, the great about having these guys here is they are so incredibly busy.
I know.
This week.
I know.
Just today, they were at Daily Plaza. So all throughout the summer, the first Wednesday of the month, they do, lunch break where they play house music at the Daily Plaza, usually from 12 to 1, sometimes a little longer.
So what time do you play the Party Starter song? What time does the Freak song come on? At 12:16, the Freak.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But more currently, tonight at Renaissance, Ron Carroll's resident DJ and one of my partners I grew up with, Steve Maxwell, they're spending tonight. They're great DJs at Renaissance. This weekend, though, what I'm affiliated with, one of my guys, Chuck P, he's doing what's called Underground Groovement. Yeah. Underground Groovement. It's at a loft, which is on 2150 South Canal Port, across from the old Lawrence's fishery. And then, of course, we got the Chosen Few picnic coming up on next weekend on July 7th. And then the following weekend, us four playing in the park, Civil Room Block Parties on the 21st. Then my man DJ Emmanuel, he's having his birthday party on August 11th. And then, like we had mentioned before, the Chicago classic football game with Morehouse.
Yes, yes.
On September 22nd, and they're
playing Grambling, right?
We're playing Miles College.
They're playing. Okay.
Yeah, and so then we will be doing some of the Morehouse guys. We're putting together an event, an after party, and it's actually going to be a fundraiser for kids. We're still like putting the details together for that, but after the
to be determined
classic. So
get your outfits ready.
Yeah.
And you posted a timeline. You posted a calendar on my timeline, right?
That's correct.
So a lot of these events, I know you didn't have a chance to write all those down, but we've recorded this. But a lot of these events are already on my timeline. They're on Walt's timeline. Check them out. People are going to be out in these streets, honey. Get ready, girl. We're going to have a good time. It's going to be a great, great summer. Go, Wayne.
Yeah, we have July 5th, we have a party at a promontory. We're bringing Tony Touch in from New York. July 6th, where we're bringing, it's a day party. We're bringing in Bruce Bailey from Detroit, and we have two of our lovely ladies of Chicago who are DJs, Miss Nikki and Lori Branch DJing. And then July 7th, we have the after party at the Mid with the chosen few DJs. And then July 8th, we're at Renaissance. And then Alan is on the radio this Friday. From what time is that from, Alan?
7 p.m. to midnight on V103.
Getting it. And July 4th, we're doing a takeover on V103, 15 hours of house music. And then I'm on the following Friday on V103, right before the picnic. So
it's a lot going on. Get your rest, get your sleep, get your Red Bull, because we are going to be out in these streets. Thank you all so much for coming here. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing the show. I really appreciate it. Next week, I would be a hypocrite if I was here doing a show on the 4th of July, because I'm going to be out in these streets. So we are off. Dana B and Dana. There will not be a Dana B and Dana show on July 4th, but we will probably replay this show as well as some of our other shows, so you don't forget about us. But coming up on July 11th, we're going to be back with a dynamic panel of my friends and family. We are talking about love lessons learned. It's going to be an extended, long show. Just kidding. But we got a whole lot of lessons to talk about. And it's going to be a great panel. So please tune in. Have a happy and safe 4th of July, everybody. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Good night. This is Dana B and Dana on IntellectualRadio.com and iHeart Radio Station.